United Colors on Rukus Avenue Radio. You're here with Vik Toreus, of course, and now we're moving into our next feature of the show, our interview segment this week. And we have a very talented music producer, someone, again, that I've been wanting to speak to for a while now. He's a platinum-selling music producer and Dutch DJ from the Netherlands. He's pretty young as well, I think. I read somewhere he was in his early 20s. I'm not completely sure about that. I'll let him announce that as well if he wants to. He has close to, I think, about 400 million views on YouTube, maybe even more by now. He's currently one of the hottest producers to watch in the game. You might know him from hits like Corneal and Nagin, which we played many times on our show, as well as doing live mashups and remixes of those tracks. So please welcome to United Colors hit producer PURI. How's it going, PURI?
Thanks for having me, man. I'm good, man. How are you?
I'm very good. Thank you so much for being here with us, man. So you're based in Netherlands, right?
Yeah. I'm based in Amsterdam now.
Awesome.
So I was born here in the Netherlands as well. My parents were from India, and I just moved to Amsterdam actually. Like I used to live like in the northern part, like I just told you, and I moved to Amsterdam now with my girl. So yeah, man, it's good out here.
Wicked. So the first thing which I wanted to talk about was your sound specifically. So it's a type of sound that I've been following for a while now. And I come across producers like you fairly frequently on SoundCloud. And I know some of the big names are also dwelling into this sound as well. Whatever you want to call it, Afro, Mumbaton, Latin, reggae, electronic. I'm not sure quite what to call it, but it's quite similar to what like Afro Bros are doing in Flavor One and Alex Sargo and Dylan Francis and Crash. Yeah, all those artists I'm a big fan of. We play much of their music on our show. So just for our listeners, what do you think that sound is that you're producing? How would you describe it?
Like what people know of me is probably like the Mumbaton stuff, the clubby sounds. But basically, like what I make as a producer is like I like all kinds of music. So like there's only like 1% of what people know right now about my music. So but how I would describe it, like of what's out right now is like Mumbaton pop, like it's like a crossover between Mumbaton and pop. That's what I have created until now. But I think the next step in my music will be like evolving it. Like make it more of like a full sounding song.
For sure, man. That sound is definitely hot at the moment. But what I love about your production, that it's really clean and crisp, and the mix down and the mastering is just on point. Well, actually, I find that's the case from a lot of Netherlands-based producers. Like your sounds and your samples are just so clean and crisp. Like, what is it about you Dutch producers where the quality of the production is so high? I mean, how did you come to that level?
It's the water we drink, man. I drink water from Albert Heijn. That's the secret sauce, man.
I need to get that. That's what I've been doing wrong all this time, is just drinking that water.
Yeah, that's it. Now I think like I don't know. Like you have a lot of like big producers, EDM as well. Like I think like people who just are like really into like making it sound real good, like clean and crisp. And I think that's like something that's a must in the producer scene in the Netherlands. Like how does it sound? Like, people can really appreciate that, like so and the water, of course. That's a big thing.
The water, of course. I mean, when I come across a new producer or a producer that I haven't heard much about on SoundCloud, as soon as I hear their stuff, it's always clean, it's always crisp, and I see like at the bottom where they're from, and it's like The Hague, Netherlands, or Netherlands, Amsterdam somewhere, and I'm like, that makes sense. So I want to talk about Corneal, which is one of your biggest hits. So I remember a couple of years ago, all of us London DJs were playing that song in a club. It's a straight up banger, and I think Jason Derulo jumped on that as well, right? He did a remix of that recently, or was it last year?
Last year.
Yeah. Talk to us about the journey from when you released Corneal to how it became such this global hit. It seems like it was very organic, right? The growth of Corneal.
Yeah, it was actually like I'm just glad like people like it. Like they, so many
Yeah.
people are listening to it, and it became such a hype. But it really came together like I had no records out yet, like only like beats on SoundCloud, like without vocals and stuff. And I've been working with my manager, my big bro Gillian, for like 4 or 5 years now. And he first introduced me to like artists who should hop on my beats or who I should work with, like rappers from Amsterdam. And I was this kid from like the northern part of the Netherlands, so nobody really looked at that area like, oh, there may be talent there as well. So I made the beat like just on a regular day, like this. I was just in the studio. I was making something, and then suddenly my friend, he comes in the room like, "Yo, what is this? This is crazy." I was like, "Yo, no, he liked it." So like,
Wow.
after that, maybe like 8-9 months went by. Like nothing happened to the beat. Like it was in my computer, and some people tried like some rhymes on it, but it was not like there yet. And then my manager hooked me up with like one of the biggest rappers here in the Netherlands. He's called Atje, and he's on the song as well. And another rapper, Joe Mountain, and they are both on the song. And I was a nobody at that point, and my manager like linked me up. I played the beat in the first session with Joe. Then we like got in a vibe, in a motion. Then Atje hopped on the track as well. All thanks to my manager once again, Gillian. And we put out a record with Spinning Records, and we were just like, yeah, this is hard. This is hard for sure. But we never expected, like, we put it out and instantly, like, you just felt it. Like people were like messaging, like, yo, this is crazy. Like, what is this even? Like. And then it just like gradually started building. I got like videos from like all across the world, and I was like, yo, what is happening? Like Spotify, like all the viral lists of Spotify all over the world started picking it up. That was cool. And then it had like a pretty dope run already, and it just gradually kept growing, like each year. It never stopped. And then all of a sudden, TikTok came across.
TikTok again.
Yeah, and Jason is already like has like a big presence on TikTok, and there was like one guy, I'm not sure who it is, like forgive me if I don't know who it was, who started like this dance, like a challenge with corneal using the sound, and then I don't know how, but it like exploded. Like videos coming every day. This is like 3 years, maybe 2 years after the initial release with Atje and Jar. So people started picking it up. Like somebody's like send me a video like, yo, have you seen this? Like people are going crazy on TikTok with your song. I was like, yeah, whatever. I was not really like into TikTok at that point. But then like I get like 4 people contacting me, 5 people saying like, yo, my God. My friend just walked in. What's up? What's up?
Okay.
What's up?
Hey, alles goed, man?
Rustig man, ja?
Ja, goed, man.
See. Where was I? Shit.
I think you touched on like
TikTok.
the TikTok videos actually. So you touched on like 2 really like interesting points actually. So how well connected TikTok videos can be to pushing music, and the other interesting thing which you said, which I think a lot of musicians and producers who are listening to this now, is how you transition from just being a beat maker to a producer. Because you can have like the coolest beat in the world, and it will sound cool and people will listen to it. But you need to have artists to make it a song so that it can connect with people, right?
Exactly, to make it a actual song, like a full thing which people can repeat, say, or like vibe to. And so I started getting like 4-5 videos like from multiple people, and I was like, maybe I need to check out what's happening on TikTok. Then I looked it up. I saw like at that point like maybe 2 million videos. I was like, yo, this is crazy.
Yeah.
Like all of a sudden, like 2 years later, it started blowing up again. and then Jason sent me a DM on Instagram, like, yo, FaceTime me real quick. And then he sent me his number. I FaceTimed him, and he was in the studio. I think he was in LA, and it was like, of course, like a time difference. It was at night. He was in the studio,
Yeah.
and he was like, yo, I love your record, and it's blowing up on TikTok. Like, congrats. And he was like, yeah, I want to make a remix of it. And he already had like recorded something like on a beat he found on YouTube or something. I was like, yo, this is crazy. And then we went like back and forth a couple of times, like perfecting it. And then maybe like a month later, we like finished the song, and it came out like pretty much like in 4 weeks since we met.
Amazing. So you were FaceTiming Jason Derulo. How did it feel being like this upcoming Netherlands producer, and suddenly you just get a request on Instagram to speak with Jason Derulo? That must have been pretty epic, right?
Yeah, that was crazy, man. I'm like grateful that I can like experience these kind of things. You know, like you can only like be a little kid and like be like, yeah, one day I will work with these big artists, and then you're like FaceTiming them. So that's crazy, and I'm grateful for like the opportunity to do that, man. Sure.
Incredible. So the other record which I wanted to talk about was Nagin. So this really appealed to the South Asian market. So how did you get introduced to the Indian and Bollywood market? Because this song really sort of hit really well in quite a few South Asian parties across the world.
Yeah, for sure. Like I have to give a big shout out to my girl Shar Singh for that, because she's like an artist from here, from the Netherlands, and she like connected me, like, yo, you want to work? Let's do something. Then we met up. We met in the studio a couple of times, and I was like, yeah, if you want to do like Indian music, maybe we should go to India for like a couple of weeks and just work on music there. And it was just an idea. I was not like concrete about it, like, let's do it tomorrow or next week. I was just like, maybe it will be dope. And then she was like, yeah, let's do it. And then she booked tickets and was like, yeah, let's do it. And then a couple of weeks later, months later, we went to India, and she was already in touch with Sony India before, because she had gone to India already. And when we got there, we had a meeting with them at Sony to discuss like maybe studio time or meeting with artists or whatever. And it turned out like the guy we met at Sony had already contacted me like 4 years ago or something on Facebook Messenger, like, yo,
right,
I like your stuff, your heart. And we got in touch, but like the contact was gone all of a sudden. I don't know what happened, but when I got to India, it was the same guy. He was like, yo, you're Puri, you know, like we got in touch and we talked and we kicked it off. And he arranged a studio session for us, and we worked there. He got a couple of songwriters in the room. Actually, the first session he hooked me up with there was with Vayu, and Vayu was the writer who wrote Nagin.
Got it.
And that was, so he was like, yo, this is crazy. He saw how we worked in the studio and he liked it. So he was like, yeah, man, I'm gonna book like the whole week with all my artists for you, so you can work and get some tracks done.
Yeah.
And after that, I just vibed with Vayu. Like, I got to know him, of course. We got in the studio a couple of times, and he was on the one day we were just in the studio. We were on the balcony. We were smoking or something, and he's just singing. It's been long, you know, like he's just singing it already. There was nothing. He had it in his head already. So he was just singing. I was looking at him like, yo, this is crazy. We need to do something with this. So we got in the studio. I made like a small beat and just like an idea, and he recorded the idea on it. And that same day, I think Asta Gill was in those studios as well. And we were working, and she came in the studio like, yo, Puri, we need to work. Let's meet up.
Right.
And the next day, we got in the studio, and Vayu wrote the record for a girl, actually. So it came together perfectly. She was there at that time from Delhi and Mumbai. We were there, and it all just happened like that.
Yeah.
They came together. She sang the song. After that, Akasa was added to the song, and everybody at Sony was in love with the record from the start. So they wanted to
Yeah.
really work on it and get it done. So after that, we just put it out, and people loved it. So
Yeah.
that's amazing. Man.
What's inspiring about that story is that you actually went to India and you spent some time there connecting with these artists and these labels, and you really were there in the zone with them to create this hit. When I first heard the record, I thought maybe you produced the beat back at home and then did everything remotely. But yeah, I didn't know you actually went to India to make this track, from the ground up. So that's awesome. Yeah.
I think if I haven't, if I wouldn't have been to India, the track would never be like this, or it would never come together like this.
Yeah.
So that was also a real important lesson for me. Like, if you want to make something happen, you got to be there. Like feel the energy and the vibes and create something. Together.
Yeah, for sure. And the video is super cool as well, actually. It's just so colorful and vibrant, and you can watch it the whole way through from start to finish. And actually, speaking of really awesome videos, your latest track, Cola, has an awesome music video as well. So, I mean, that's just like a brilliant party track. And, I've been following your work for a while now, and I didn't hear Cola at first when it was released, but I came across it on Instagram because there's a dancer that I'm following. I think she's based in Colombia, someone that I'm doing some work with. And she posted a video with your song. And then I saw PURI and I was like, is this PURI's song? Or is it like some Latin reggaeton producer? And I was like, it is PURI. The music video for Cola, it's so cool. You've got the cola bottles and then you've got the Indian flag in the middle. So that was quite a clever idea, actually. So with Cola, how did you find the artists to work with? So I think just looking at the track now, so is Valeria, Sandoval, Punish, Papi Miki Dinio, hope I pronounced that right.
Mikey,
Mikey Dinio, yeah. How did you find these artists? Because they fit really well with the track.
Okay, yeah, thank you. It's just like they're friends, they're friends of mine.
Oh,
so
cool.
Yeah, sure. Like DJ Punish is like when I first started DJing when I was 15, 16 years old, he was like the first guy who introduced me into that DJ scene, and he was already producing and making big records. He also has like records with Tiesto and some pretty big like EDM names. So he was always a friend of mine. He was always a little bit older, and he was, I looked up to him a little bit production wise. We had to link up again and make music, of course, after everything, that happened. And he has some crazy beats as well. So I worked with him together on the beat. And Papi Mikey was like a friend of a friend, And I heard his music, and he's just a really good guy, He came to the studio, we vibed, and we vibed on the beat of Cola, and he liked it, so he wanted to do something on it, and I had an idea as well for it, so we combined that quickly. And then Valeria, the dancer, that was my manager's idea, Gillian, like because many people are like dancing to my music. He was like, why not add a dancer to one of your songs?
Yeah,
so,
good idea.
And Valeria was already like a big fan of the music that we were releasing, and she wanted to do something together. So that was the perfect moment to combine everything on one track.
Amazing. I think the story is incredible. You've got this Indian Dutch DJ who has hits around the world, and then you've produced this like mumbaton reggaeton track, which is been sung in Spanish, and then you've got this dancer. It's so crossover and global. That sort of style is perfect for our show, United Colors. So we're definitely going to be playing that on this show and future shows to come. And what I really like about your style is that it is hard, like what you said, but it's also simple as well. Like, it's very relatable. Like the way you chopped up the vocals in Nagin, it's very easy to digest. Same with Cola. It's just a repetitive word. Cola, coño. And the beat is just so fat. So when you have those simple melodic vocal elements combined with the crisp production, man, it's just a successful hit. So keep that up. I'm really looking forward to hearing more music from you.
Appreciate that, man. Thank you.
Yeah. So just before we get into our final quick round, I just wanted to ask you, from a very high level, what would you say are your three biggest inspirations from music genres? Like, I'm sort of thinking maybe Dutch music, EDM, and maybe Bollywood. But just for our listeners, what would you say are your three biggest musical genre inspirations?
Like, to be honest, I listen to many genres of music which inspire me. You know, like from hip hop to R&B to Michael Jackson to
Yeah.
Pharrell. You know, those are like my biggest inspirations. But genre-wise, I don't know, man. Like for me, Michael Jackson is a genre. You know,
Yeah.
like pop. He invented that. So yeah. I think from the music that's out right now, like the biggest inspirations are like bubbling music, and bubbling is like from dancehall, reggaeton, and hip hop influences as well. Those three, I think. But like I told you, like people have only like seen like 1% of the music I'm making right now. So right now I'm like in a whole different kind of zone than like the cola corneal kind of records. So I'm like I'm trying to like renew the sound and make it more like a complete package, like musical. Because let's be honest, like a song like cola or corneal is not like real. You listen to it and you're like, yeah, this is a good party record, a club record, but it's not like, yeah, this kid is real musical or something, you know, like, yeah. I'm just being honest, because I know right now, like, I can do so much more with a song with the knowledge I have right now than I had before. So I can't wait to like let people experience that kind of music as well, you know, like evolved version.
Bro, send us the early promos. Get it to us early. I'm loving that. Yeah,
for sure. I got you.
The same thing happened with, I think DJ Snake went through something similar as well. He was releasing all these club bangers like Turn Down for What and Bird Machine and all that.
Yeah.
And then afterwards, he started producing more like melodic songs. And then he got like the respect, you know, from a wider musical audience.
Exactly.
Yeah. Definitely. And also I love what you said about Michael Jackson being a genre in his own right. You know, if I look on my Serato, my crates, I've got a specific crate just for Michael Jackson, and he's the only artist, you know, that I do that for.
I hear you, man. I hear you totally, man. Like that's not my quote, by the way. Don't pin me on it. It's not my quote, but I heard it somewhere. I was like, yeah, man, you're right.
Yeah.
It's like that's what I want to be. Like PURI is like a genre. Like there's nothing like that. It's like this is it, you know, like it's crazy.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, create your own lane rather than following another person's.
Basically.
Yeah, amazing. So the final part of our interview will be our quickfire round. So as I said at the start, this is just going to be a bunch of questions we're going to ask you really quickly, just for fun, and you have to say the first thing that comes into your head very quickly. So for example, I might say, I don't know, like, you know, Bollywood or Hollywood, and you say the first thing that you like or comes into your head, and then, you know, it's just an opportunity for our listeners to understand more about who you are as a person or artist. So PURI on United Colors Quickfire, are you ready?
Yes, sir.
Cool. All right, here we go. Question 1. Can you dance?
Of course.
Would you rather rap? Would you rather rap or sing on a song? Gotta be quick. Rap. Okay.
Rap. Sorry.
Who is? It's all good. These are going to get a little bit harder as we go along. So, who is your favorite underrated producer right now?
Damn. There are so many, man.
Pick one. Anyone. Your favorite underrated producer.
My favorite underrated producer.
PURI.
Frankie. My guy Frank. I'm gonna go with my guy Frank.
Okay, and all right, question 4. Who, if you had a choice, who would you want to work with? Diplo or Vishal Shekhar from Bollywood? One of the two.
I'm gonna go with Diplo because Vishal Shekhar, it doesn't ring a bell, to be honest.
Okay. And who are your top three favorite? What are your top three favorite producer plugins?
Triton, Serum, and Heat Up.
Cool. Who is your dream artist to work with?
Pharrell Williams.
What's your favorite snack to eat whilst working in the studio? It's probably that water you mentioned earlier.
Yeah, Albert Heijn water. You know,
Oh,
this is the secret sauce. And
The
I'm going to
secret
tell
sauce.
this once again. If you want the secret sauce, go for Albert Heijn water in each session. And then you will see what happens.
Oh, I'm already ordering that now from Amazon. What's your dream? What is your dream festival to headline?
Coachella.
Coachella, good answer. And finally, name one instrument that you wish you could play.
Guitar.
Amazing. PURI, thank you for being with us here on United Colors. And just before you go, feel free to let our listeners know about where they can find you on social media, your links, your website. Go for it.
Yeah, man. Thanks for having me for show, my guy. You can find me on Snapchat, DJ PURI, Instagram, PURI on the beat, and Spotify as well, PURI.
Cool.
I got a lot of new music coming out for show. And I hope you guys will like the new PURI I'm going to introduce to you.
We can't wait to hear it. And of course, we will be playing Cola on this show. And I think we also asked you to name one of your favorite tracks. I don't know if you got the message in advance, but we asked we asked our interview guests to name any one of their current favorite tracks, and then we play that on the show and we try and do like a live mashup or remix. So do you have a favorite track that you can name for us?
That's a good question. That's a real good question. Let me check real quick. I'm listening to my older records right now, more like the older songs. But one of my favorites right now, like from the older songs, is I think Justin Timberlake.
It's probably a Neptune's produced one.
I Love You. I think that record is so crazy, man.
Oh man, the production is crazy. Yeah.
It's insane.
Yeah,
it's insane. So I will go with that.
Yeah, I can tell you're a Neptune's fan. There's a couple of cool videos on YouTube about how they actually made the track in Virginia and how Justin was in the studio.
I'm into that. I'm into that fully, bro.
Amazing.
It's like that's amazing. That's also like a crazy thing, bro. Like there's one guy who like recorded the whole thing with like a handheld camera.
Yeah.
And that inspired me. Like I need to start like documenting like everything as well.
Yeah.
And that thing that you just said, that inspired me to do that, because like you said, they have like documented like how they made all those records. Like that's legendary, and they had no clue that was going to be legendary. So
yeah,
I'm doing that right now as well, like filming like all my sessions and like all the small things that are happening, like those moments you never get back, you know?
Yeah, do it, man. Content is king. Definitely.
For sure.
Definitely. Awesome. So, PURI, thank you for being with us here on United Colors. We're going to play Cola, and then afterwards we'll play Justin Timberlake, Like I Love You, produced by Pharrell Williams and the Neptunes, of course. We're going to do that just for PURI. So, PURI on United Colors, thanks very much. Here is his latest track, Cola.